Now, what's the best thing to do when your child starts to play up? According to a teaching expert, the best way to handle disruptive kids at school is to ignore them. What do you think about this, Jane? Do you think there are two separate ways to deal with disruptive kids, whether at home or at school? Well, we'll start with the school at first.
School, I would say absolutely not. I mean, what he's actually done is he's differentiated between behaviour which he says can't be ignored, like kicking a chair, or, you know, hitting other pupils or whatever. But he's saying that things like eye rolling, sulky behaviour, a sibilant whinge, he says,
you know,
when I do that thing. He says all of that is
the
like
sulky demeanour of the
sulky demeanour, etc. So in my head, if I was a teacher, if someone averted their eyes when I was talking to them, I'd probably leave that. If they were a bit sulky, I'd probably leave it. But the sibilant whinge, the or the eye rolling, if other children in the class have seen that, that's disrespect. That's disrespect to you as a teacher. And I think there's another report out today that there are more young teachers than ever leaving the profession because they have no power in the classroom. And this is this slow erosion of a teacher's ability to discipline their class. And I'm not saying you have to cane them, but...
That's good, Jane.
They had caning at my school, you know, they had caning at my school, and I'm just saying that's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying you should be able, as a teacher, to say, don't disrespect me like that in my class, you're out. You're out. Get out, and we're getting on with the lesson.
I mean, obviously, there's two very different schools of thought in terms of how to deal with disruptive children. And obviously, dealing with them at home, I think there's different tactics that you can use within
You're out on the pavement.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, the naughty step kind of runs out once they get to be, you know, 14, 15.
Well,
but...
No. I mean, I think all the guys... by the way, I am prone to sibilant whinge, but I think it's just my age. You know? Something gives way and I just don't know. I think the guy is saying pick your battles. And as you say, Jane, you know, I mean, there are certain kind of things that you absolutely must act on and you would expect teachers to act on. But, and he also uses the word be tactical. And I think that is a huge pressure on teachers in the classroom, isn't it? In that they really have to manage so many different situations that are all going on at the one time. And you can't fight every battle. And all children don't react the same.
But
I mean, like, well,
it's like the broken windows
my two children are very, very different natures. And I will deal with one of them in one way and the other in another way. Because one of them...
This is at home, though?
No, but I would imagine the classroom, too. I would imagine their teachers would deal with them.
So if they misbehave, they get treated one way, and if they behave well, they don't get treated. I don't understand that.
Well, it's that great phrase that you always trot out about your dad. I should always trot out. But you know, do you want the... What is it again?
Do you want the grapes or something from the gatekeeper or something?
Do you want the grapes?
No, do it like your dad voice.
Do you want the grapes or do you want the fight with the grape keeper?
Thank you. So it's what do you want the outcome to be?
Jane's face.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically what do you want the outcome to be? And if I look
I want the outcome to be that my class, who are well-behaved, get on with their work and learn, and the one that doesn't want to learn is out.
I know, but just let me get to the end of it. You know, if I lock horns with my daughter, my younger daughter, on every single thing, we would fight all day long, we would get nowhere. And so I have to think of another way of dealing with her. With my elder daughter, I can say, once it's done, we're on. And I think teachers have to deal with different children. And there are some kids that there's no point in locking horns on every single thing, because all you will get is a fight, and all they will do is spend their life in that corridor, and they'll be in a dustbin. And we've seen lots of kids over the generations who have been in the dustbin, despite the fact that we think that we had marvellous discipline once upon a time.
But we talk about this, and, you know, what am I now, 53. When I was at school, I went to state school. I went to a state school in a city, and we never had any disruptive behaviour in our class because the teachers had authority over us. And we were removed.
But you also had a lot of kids that sat at the back and, they weren't disruptive, but
some of these documentaries I see now on television in state schools, I just think, how does anybody learn anything?